one more show and tell before we break for tea. It's affordable housing for all, Ghar ka Sapna Poora through AA. Prasad Ajinkya, the director of Homeville, Mohit Malara, VP of Homeville, Nikhil Khure, co-founder and CEO Finarkein, and Manoj, who is the co-founder of Finvu. Welcome.
Setting up the laptop. I'll start in order to save time. Uh, we are Homeville and we are a tech company focused in the housing sector of India. Uh, we primarily are building credit platforms to enable the flow of institutional capital from capital institutions to retail assets linked to housing. This is via platforms which we have built. And you can see these platforms. Can you go to the next slide? Right. Each of these platforms are different financial products. We have Home Capital, which is an entry-level product in the housing ecosystem. We provide unsecured home loans for first-time home buyers. This is a subvented product present across 200 of the top-tier developers in the country. We have Bharat Housing Network, which is a first of its kind co-lending platform for affordable housing. We work with affordable housing companies to provide capital, technology, and the co-lending infrastructure that is required to deploy capital in the tier 2, tier 3 cities in the country. And lastly, we have Home Next, which offers digital mortgages to home buyers. This is a play on acquiring a secured asset portfolio for financial institutions using embedded mortgage play. Right? Next slide. Yeah. Speak more on the account aggregate implementation that we have done in the affordable housing sector. I would call on to Mohit to speak about the Bharat Housing Network platform.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Before we start on the demo for the application, let's talk about affordable housing. The entire segment is divided into three sectors. It's EWG, which is economically weaker group, sector with less than 3 lakhs of annual household income, low income, which is about 3 to 6 lakhs annual income, and about mid income, which is above 6 to 18 lakhs of income. So usually the profiles of these customers is divided between a 60-40 ratio between self-employed and salaried. And within that also about 50-50% between professional self-employed and non-professional self-employed. So this is kind of the profile. About 35 to 50% of these users are new to credit. Hence the underwriting is a little more difficult and you have to rely a lot on other informations which are available. But the good part is most of these people are active have an active bank account and are active on UPI transactions. So you will have about 65 to 70% of these people doing UPI transactions, even though the access to net banking or statements would be quite low. But the activation is done. That's the good part. And so typically the affordable housing ticket size ranges between 17 or 18 lakhs to 35 lakhs. And the loan requirement which we cater to for an affordable housing sector is about 17 to 25 lakhs with a 15-year tenure. So when you look at it from an account aggregator point of view, it's not just about onboarding the customer on day one, but also monitoring him and keeping touch with him for the next 15 years. That's where we believe that the account aggregator network really brings out the best value from a monitoring point of view. So we have a platform, Bharat Housing Network, which is a co-lending platform for affordable housing. Today we have more than 15 plus housing finance companies who are on the platform who originate loan for us. And they spread across 25 states, and we have now access to more than 200 plus home loan branches of these 15 partners, all that sitting from a hub office. And that is possible using the India stack that we have built upon. So Prasad, can you just elaborate on the India stack?
So we got our NBFC license in the last quarter of 2019, okay? And after doing the first case, lockdown struck, suddenly everything comes to a standstill. I mean, you can't even get out of the door, right? And there's obviously a target that everyone has to run after. We couldn't have, built our journeys without the help of all of these giants who are there, right? Today we are standing tall on the shoulders of these giants. And today we can say that we have PL journey, which is fully digital. We are trying to digitize the entire affordable mortgage journey, right? All of this could not have been done without the initial groundwork that has been laid out by these stalwarts, right? I mean, you know, most of these, this is a pretty common slide. People know this pretty much, so I will not cover this as such. But know this, that using the capabilities that each of these layers provided us, we could easily automate the steps that had to be taken to underwrite both personal loans and as well as mortgage loans. What needed here was to be done was that the team at Singularity Credit, our NBFC, which is a 100% subsidiary for the parent group, the team had to work with the data, had to build confidence in the data, and full kudos to Prem and the way he has driven the team at Singularity in the way the team has adopted all the technology solutions that were mentioned here, right? The minute we realized that data is also made available, and the account aggregator framework gives us access to open banking implementations, I mean, both the ops team as well as the tech team were super enthused in taking this up and running with it. The rate at which we implemented this with Finarkein, who is our TSP, is phenomenal. I mean, within the month, we were ready with our web journeys. We had tested the UATs, and I mean, my web journey is live even as we speak. Okay, we are sourcing both the kind of products that we are offering across our 3 platforms. All right. To speak more about the essential product demo, right, I'll give it to Mohit, and hat tip to Akanksha, who has also helped a lot in the user experience.
Yeah, so this is the application that we are launching now. Basically, it's a home loan journey which will be used across Home Next for prime customers and also Bharat Housing Network. So it's a very simple journey where the person enters the mobile number, puts the name, we identify the PAN number, basis the mobile number, take a consent verification, you take consent to access data, you get into a home loan journey from here. So there is concept that we're bringing into this now. We've initiated it with an account aggregator network where what we are saying is that you do not have to get your banking statements to us. No account passbooks are required because we work in a segment where we get a copy of a passbook which is non-parsable and non-read by OCR. So you can see the account aggregator identifies the accounts, person selects an account, you have a proper consent screen where you take data, and yeah. So this is where the first consent comes into picture. And now I'm accessing the data, and we've used Finarkein's platform to kind of analyze the entire data and generate seamless experimental flows. Now here, this is where we're bringing a true eligibility factor which comes into picture. Let's say the guy wants a higher loan ability amount. What we're doing is now we're giving him the ability to connect a little more of banking information across whether it's insurance policies, mutual funds, etc. when they come online. And then what we're able to do is we're going to give our credit underwriter the comfort to have additional data points through which he's able to assess the underwriter in a better way, thereby increasing his FOIR by about 2 to 5%, thereby increasing the eligibility amount by about 15 to 20%. By doing that, what happens is we're able to improve our conversion ratios and also target a larger set of customers who might have been dropped because of eligibility expectation mismatch or FOIR mismatch. And so this is an increased limit that he's got from 20 lakhs to 25 lakhs basis the extra information that he submitted, and that's kind of the concept that we want to do, that we want to cover more people through the B2C network that we are now building. Prasad, on the use cases that we're doing, so there were a lot of challenges pre-account aggregator that we had, and now how we are trying to building into it.
Sure. So how many people here are in housing sales, home loan sales? PL sales? Okay. Most of you would know that when you want to start off any book, typically you will start with DSAs, right? I mean, you can't get rid of them. You will always be working with DSAs because that's an easy sourcing channel to set up, right? One problem of working with DSAs is, can you trust the data that is being handed over to you? Okay. Can you trust the documentation that is being handed over to you, right? Is pendency complete, right? And when we started off, we had similar problems. I mean, if you have been working in this lending industry, you'll realize that there are so many different kind of frauds. We saw BBPS, but then there are people who are making BBPS receipt in Word doc and send it to courier कि देखो मैंने EMI भर दिया, right? Or they are making a Word doc of bank statement and giving that to you, right? The kind of issues that you see in terms of fraud, right? All of that just goes away the minute you have direct access to the customer's banking data straight from the horse's mouth. Okay. Another major benefit I see in us working with the account aggregator ecosystem was that when we started working with our co-lending partners, right? Every co-lending partner had a different CAM, which means that as a senior lender, when I'm assessing the case, I have to first make sense of what is the CAM format, right? Now, either I make the co-lender provide the CAM format in the format that I want, which is a common practice, right? Or you generate your own CAM using the data that is available, right? If you're doing co-lending in the affordable side of things, I mean, you will get bank statements which are essentially passbooks, and those are also extremely faint, right? Printers of these passbooks are, I mean, I don't know how difficult they must be finding, ink for those printers, but it's just not there, right? There was one gentleman who was presenting about, showcasing the entire bank statement using a separate printer. I don't know how many credit teams will effectively say, ki, nahi, I will consider this as a valid book. I mean, it's difficult. And therefore, getting access to AA data kind of eliminates most of these issues, right? Mohit already spoke about, adding to the AA data to give more confidence. And that confidence helps in underwriting as well, right? In the morning, R. Gandhi sir was talking about in the fireside chat, and we were speaking with him after the chat, and he said, you know what, people are going to talk about onboarding a lot here, right? Very few people are going to talk about this, monitoring. When it comes to affordable housing, right, it's easy to quickly scale a book. After the third year onwards, that's when your portfolio starts showing real signs of wear and tear, and that's where having a monitoring tool really helps. Right? If you're going to source this via DSAs or via co-lending partners, right, having their team to do monitoring is going to be difficult. Okay, and that's where I believe having a ecosystem like AA to effectively monitor remotely, okay, helps address these issues. All right, which is why we think that going forward, the account aggregator ecosystem is the only complete, continuous, and direct way of getting access to the banking details. Thank you.
So, yes, so the entire analysis, underwriting, and monitoring is built on the Finarkein platform. I'll just let Nikhil say about his experience with Homeville and the Finarkein platform.
Yeah, so I guess I'm standing between you guys and T-Brick, so I'll be short, right? So at Finarkein, we build data products. We help our customers build custom data products. And, Homeville has been a great team to work with. But very quickly, I'll just talk about 4 sentences. One, we focus on insurance and housing finance. And I'll tell you why. Insurance, because we feel that unforeseen expenses are one of the biggest wealth destructors in India. And real estate, property, home ownership is the biggest wealth creator in India, right? So we think account aggregator and broader DPIs are once in a generation sort of, opportunities to level that playing field. And we can change how wealth is created and destroyed in India, right, for the better. So that's one sentence, I hope. The second sentence is, we think that, there's not a one-size-fits-all when it comes to these protocols. And again, that's where we play a role. With Homeville, we found a really great partner who was willing to experiment, iterate, and really be fast, right? That's what we're looking for. That's what we bring to the table. And yeah, we have something really awesome coming up in collections, which we've been working on with the Homeville team for the last 6 months. So yeah, that's about Finarkein, and thank you.
Thank you and congratulations.